Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to Inside Line Racing and to ILR5's Hungarian Grand Prix here at the Hungarian. And yeah, welcome back. First race of 2019, and hope all the drivers have been rested. Hope everyone home had a good Christmas as well and a Happy New Year. And yeah, back to business. And Bill looks to be the first person to start a lap. So yes, welcome to the viewers and. Yes, it has been a while. I think the last thing we did was the Christmas Cup, which I got a win in, yay! But yeah, like I said, this is where all the serious stuff gets started up again, and yeah, looking forward to it. So obviously this is qualifying, 18 minutes qualifying session. If you may have forgotten, we do 50% races, and yeah, it's just the usual format, and as usual. Thanks to Codemasters, you're probably not going to see a lot of people qualifying on the Ultras. It's most likely going to be a soft tyre that people are going to use for their qualifying laps. Any tyres like mediums and Ultras will probably just be used for install. Unless somebody fancies a cheeky pole position, an easier pole position, let's say, then they might go on Ultras and try a two-stop. But I personally think that it's going to be just a one-stop. The softs to mediums or vice versa. So yeah, let's just go into the chat, make sure that everything's running okay. Any issues, just let me know. And nah, it looks okay. Everyone's just happy, so yay. So yeah, first lap has come in then from Bill. It's a 1:18.6 Chapelili, just a 10:12. Like I say, these lap times don't really matter, and Null goes quickest. On Ultras, even that's just an install. Expect to see these guys in probably the low 17s, I want to say, on the softs. I think that's a good pace to be at, as Don Rajiv has not had a safe trip through the chicane there, has he? And oh dear, Paul in the chat, he can't fit in his Haas. That's why he had to do practice in a Ferrari earlier. He did proceed to bin that, by the way. He wasn't very good, so he had to go back to the Haas. He's had to lose a lot of weight very quickly. So and Paga's here as well. Been a while since we've seen him, isn't it? Come back, we miss you. Get yourself back in ILR2. Don't go anywhere near ILR3. You're too quick for that one. But yeah. Here's Don Rajib. Comes to the line. Like I say, he had that mistake through the chicane. Apart from that, though, an okay lap. You can't really read too much into these. And here's Jos on his lap, again on mediums. I'd be very surprised to see anyone actually finish a lap on the softs. You can only really do 1 or 2 laps on these, so unless Salah is planning on an Ultras run, I would expect this to probably end up being just a little install and going in at the end of the lap. There's people who have just stayed in the pits, like Jamie and Sumamanataja and Erlandown, which is probably the smarter thing to do. You don't want to set your lap time too early, and that didn't look like a very good position for his teammate, did it there? Salah, that's Gazman, his teammate, is off the track. And taking a spin in turn 5, the most common place I reckon you can take a spin, really, on the entire game. You get too close to the inside curb there, that car is spinning round, there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, look out for turn 5 on people's qualifying laps. It could be quite important. But let's go back to Salah, who is finishing his lap now. Look out for the ERS at the bottom, because it generally will run out on the run to the main straight if you haven't saved a little bit throughout the lap. And you'll see there that he does run out just a little bit of deployable energy as he crosses the line to go quickest. And yeah, we'll see if that works out well for him. We may pit and just go back into these tires again. We'll have to see. But he still has to be pushing it, doesn't he? Has he got enough fuel? He's nowhere near quick enough to realistically set pole with that. So yeah, I just wonder what's happening there with his strategy. We'll see how that pans out. Maybe he will be just thinking about Ultra Sauce later on. Anyway, let's go and see how Johnny's doing. He's the other guy on the soft tyres. Don't forget, we're not even 8 minutes into the session yet, you know. You can do, 3 installs on 3 different sets of tyres and then do the final lap and get as much practice as possible. And these guys are just getting theirs in very early. So yeah, we'll see how that all works out, I guess, for the guys on softs. And they're the only sort of guys out there on laps at the moment, so we'll keep on watching Johnny and just wait for others to come out. Bill has come out onto softs now as well, and others are just sort of getting them ready. Some, like probably me, in ILR3, I like to just sort of sit there and watch. And one of these guys might be just doing the same in their pit garages, just yeah, just watching the action, sitting back, getting a drink or something, and relaxing for a bit, because that is one of the issues with the game. You can't really, you know, you can't just do 3 or 4 flyers and then be done with it, because that's just not how it works anymore, unless you're at you know, tracks like, I don't know, Austria, something like that. And yeah, creates a bit of an issue, but there are people still coming out, so that's good to see. Bill, though, and Chant, the only other 2 people apart from Johnny out there on the soft. So let's watch Bill then on his first flying lap on these and see how he gets on. We can ride on board so far today, so we'll have a look on the onboard. And up the hill he goes. Doesn't look particularly fast. Looks like he might actually have used a lot of his ERS up the hill, or on the formation outlap, I mean, sorry. But he's gone right up the hill anyway through turn 4. He just didn't look too comfortable there. I don't know if he'd already abandoned it before that point, but not looking particularly comfortable there in the number 22. Let's see how Chant is doing in the Ferrari. The only Ferrari out there today. And a little tentative into turn 1 and a bit of a slide in the exit. Not the best through there, but I'm sure he can recover. And through turn 3 he comes now. This is a very interesting corner. It really depends on how you do turn 2. You can really floor it through turn 2's exit, and if you get it just right, turn 3 flows really well, and then it just works super well for you up the hill. And once again, Chant doesn't really look like he's pushing at 100%. As he heads through the chicane, but I think it's more sort of about just getting a feel for the tires. I reckon they're probably all setting up for their second laps. You can see Bill, I don't think he improved, and this will maybe be better lapping, but he's not got any ERS to work with, so that is an issue. But we'll see. He might save it all in the middle sector. He can do that. Short shifting on the exit to keep his traction. And yeah, Nicolo was very excited in the chat about Parga. So that's nice. And Yoss is also out there, by the way, on the sauce, about to start his lap. So this could actually be where we see pole position decided. Don't be surprised if we see pole position come out of some of these times. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Yoss take that pole. You still got people like Jamie in the pits with ultras sat there. Johnny wants that as well. I said that Johnny might want to do that, and people who were out there on the ultras earlier. Jamie does come out on ultras. So maybe they think that the 2-stop is the way to go. We'll need to see how that one all works out. Looks like Penske had slowed down a little bit there. He wasn't using full ERS. I don't know if that's to save or whatever. But I'm not going to watch him anymore, because Yoss is higher up and could well take the fastest lap here for this lap, as long as nothing goes too pear-shaped. Doesn't need to gain too much. In fact, he could probably just do an average lap, because he was just a little bit off on the mediums to Salah, so you know, with a little bit of logic would suggest that he shouldn't have too hard of a time getting up the field. Chapolini, by the way, out there behind him, I think that was, he's on ultras as well, so the 2 Cybers going for that route. An interesting plan. We'll see if it works out for them. I have a feeling it might not. Well, obviously they haven't actually been on their softs yet, I don't think, so maybe they'll just come back and change them. Paga asking the important question: is game still broken? Yes. You haven't missed much. The game is basically the same. I think it basically just stopped updating it the second you left, to be honest with you. And Yoss sets a 17 dead down to go fastest, and yeah, that's about as low as you can get into the 17th. So no one beat that, and my prediction will be perfect. And Chapolini couldn't actually get near it. Only 2/10 off on the ultras, and ultras that'll burn off and die very quickly. Jamie into the pits, so he doesn't want to finish his lap. Then he'll just change, I imagine, to softs. And here is Johnny now coming to the line to start his ultra soft lap. This will probably be his one of his best times. You can go for a second set of ultras if you fancy it. He's got 5.5 minutes to do so. Complete this lap, go out and probably get to the line with about a minute to go for his second run on these. Unless, of course, he makes a mistake or feels that this lap, if he completes it, is good enough. So we'll see how it goes up the hill. Once again, the back end looks a little bit shaky, especially if you turn 4, you may be seeing it, but actually he did that quite well. You want to stay away from that grey curb in turn 5. You touch that, you're spinning, as I said earlier. People are staying well away from that. I imagine practice would have shown them that it's not the best way to get through. ILRGT, by the way, I think went P3 while I was talking. So, yeah, third place with the Force India driver. And Johnny through the middle sector now. It's looking a decent lap so far. And we'll see where he ends up. He's currently last, so as long as he actually sets a time, he will move up. And Jamie did go back out there, by the way, on softs. Sweet MS went out on softs. I think chances in the pits considering better tyres. There's Johnny, 16.1. Will anybody beat that? I don't know. Suggests to me then that Chappellini wasn't really pushing on them on the ultras, but you would have sort of suspected that. Chant is still considering ultras. It looks like Johnny is going for the easy pole, as I described it earlier. You know, hesitantly, but it is an easier pole. I mean, he's 8 tenths clear. No one really seems to want to be going on to better tyres, really, did they? And who can blame them when they want their one stop? But we'll see. MK Bourne 6th, and then Penske just beat him to 5th actually there, and he is 5th now. And yeah, a little bit further down. Who's far through a lap? There's always people just starting one, but I want to see if I can find someone near the end of one. Looks like Suma Milanataja is at the end of his lap, so we shall watch him through the final corner. We've still got 3.5 minutes to go in the session. Will this be his best effort though as he comes to the line? He's P6, not too bad. Obviously Penske there went 5th on 3-lap old soft tyres, so they can go for a little bit longer if he stays his DRS and free a little bit and decides to go again. We'll see. Let's have a look at Sweet Emma. Yeah, he's ahead of Jamie, so we'll watch him. Let's head through. Johnny retires in the session. Currently, like I said, on pole by 8 tenths of a second. And Noel there, the home man, comes out, and that's a bit of a mess, isn't it, through there? And Don Regime is out of the session. He's finished there in P4 at the moment. Wonder if he had to retire through force, or he had an accident or something, or whatever. Seems a bit unlikely that he could have retired this early if he felt he could have improved. I don't know. Anyway, here's Sweet Emma. He did go off a little bit. He was caught in a bit of traffic, but he's going round anyway. He has to finish a lap at some point with some form of competitiveness, and comes to the line. It's 12th, and just behind him, I don't know if Jamie got caught up in any of the traffic as well, but he comes to the line and goes up to 4th, ahead of his teammate at the moment. So the traffic didn't really affect him too much. Let's have a look at Noel though, the homeboy, right there at the moment. I don't know if he just started a lap or if I think he did just start a lap, didn't he? Yeah, because it would have said out lap if he hadn't. So yeah, Noel, he says he doesn't want to die, but I have a feeling that might have been a corner actually. But yeah, I think he did just cut the corner, didn't he? I said he didn't want to die. He doesn't want to cut the corners either. And Suma Milanataja has retired from the session. He's going to be at best 8th. And there's a big rush of people starting to come out of the pits again. Bill, interestingly, on the ultras, are they going to go for a McLaren 1-2? Something which I never thought I'd be saying. No offense to them, but yeah, certainly on ultras anyway. It'd be interesting to see if they can control the pack like this, see what they can do. Obviously Bill, I don't think has scored a single point this season yet. It'd be good to see him finally get off the mark, but I have a feeling that this probably isn't the best way to do that, and Penske in the pits considers the ultras as well. We're seeing a couple of people now actually starting to make that switch. Shelby has made the switch from ultras to softs, the smarter decision in my opinion. And yeah, we need to keep an eye on Penske. Is that him coming out in the pits now, or is that his teammate? I can't tell. I think that's his teammate though, but we'll see. he's in the pits anyway. It's a minute to go, so we won't actually be able to get back out in time now. So his time has run out. Let's have a look at Orlando. He's currently on a lap at the moment, and he's going through the S section, I believe that is. No, that's actually the start of the final sector. Difficult to tell from the helicam, apologies. And through the final corner he comes. Where's he going to go? He's currently last, and Noel has died. Oh dear. And Orlandine, looking good. P5, decent laps. This could realistically be the pole position lap, so we need to watch it. Although I do want to keep an eye on Chapalili as well. He's behind, luckily, so that means we get to watch both of them. And yeah, Bill, if he keeps it all together here, this is looking at least like a front row. His Carriage, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that. Carriage is actually up in second now. I don't think I did mention that. Apologies, I didn't even mention Carriage. I mustn't have been watching very closely, clearly. More interested on tyre strategy than actual the session in front of my eyes. And yeah, session is over now. Chapalili out there on a lap. I don't really know who else is actually out there on a lap, apart from Bill and Chapalili. We'll need to keep an eye on it, but I think that's it. The only two out on track. So Jake says he told him not to qualify in the ultras. Looks like Bill's ignoring you there, my friend. Unless of course it's just red hair and he's gonna box at the end of the lap, which is probably the smarter thing to do here, but we'll see what he does. He should though be guaranteed on the front row, as long as he hasn't had any major dramas. Through to the final turn he comes. He has ignored you, Jake, don't be too offended. And here he comes to the line. And yeah, let's see. Maybe he has I think he did ignore you. That, in fact, do you know what? He actually backed off towards the line there, and by 1/1000th of a second, he has judged this beautifully. He gets the free tyre choice. Look at that. Look at the gap. Similar to Anastasia, 1.453 seconds. Bill, 1.454. MK Bourne, 1.455. How precise is that? How good of a lap is that from Bill to get himself beautifully on to that P11, the best place you can have for the free tyre choice. He actually ends up in a good position, and I apologise, I didn't think he would do that, but there you go. I think I might have mentioned it once, but I sort of dismissed it, didn't I? I saw him go to the pits and I saw him not go to the pits and think, yeah, he's not going, he's going to go for the front row. But no, instead, he managed to sandwich himself in between two drivers who were already 2/1000ths of a second between each other in the first place, to get in P11 and a very nice position for the race. So I don't know if you told him to do that one, Jake. I'm sure you will take credit for it, won't you? But yeah, absolutely fantastic. You gotta give him it. That was unbelievable. But anyway, Johnny, his teammate's on pole position then here in the ultra softs. We'll see how far he can go. It looks like he's sort of nailed onto the two-stop, unless there's a sort of a safety car or anything. Behind him, we've got Carriage and Yoss, two Dutchmen, and Chapalili, Jamie, Orlandine, Domerjeeb, Pinsky, Chance, Simon Anastasia, Bill with that extraordinary time, MK Bourne, Saleh, Noel, Swedeman, and Gazaman. And yeah, sure. Jake's now taking all the credit for that, isn't he? Well, I can't get over how good that was. I did not expect him to do that. I thought if he didn't go for pole, I thought, sure, he'll be in the top 10 or something. Nah, he's nailed that perfectly. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Anyway, it's 11th, not first, so I will stop going on about it now, and he can get on with his own race. Hopefully, we'll see him get points at last for the first time this season. And Paul, I see here in the chat that does actually mean that you don't actually hold this longest time without scoring a point thing, as Bill holds it for you. I think. I assume he's got no points. I don't think he does have a point anyway. Be awkward if I was wrong about that as well. But yeah, it's nice and dry, as you can see. No rain to worry about. For the time being anyway, you never know, it could be wet towards the end. And yeah, Jake's confirming it for me, yeah, Bill has no points, so Paul, feel free to celebrate that. And yeah, formation lap, and then time to get down to business. here in ILR5. And if they'd like to hurry up, Gaza man, we can actually get this formation lap underway. Or not. Yeah, he's left. Oops. Well, he was last anyway. That sounds bad. Anyway, yeah. It is Johnny then off the line to start his formation lap, and let's get the stuff up. Get the tyres. Just have a little look. So obviously Johnny only got down the ultras, and then softs all the way down to Bill in 11th, and then MK Bourne has got mediums, as well as Saleh and Swedemer, and then Noel and Gazaman also had softs on. So only 3 people then on the mediums and 1 on the ultras. The rest all on the softs. And yeah, now we had a look at that. I think probably actually it's better to look at the position change, because that's going to be more interesting to have a look at on the first lap. Oh, you know it's going to get quoted quickly. Yeah, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but he was last, so you know he wouldn't have been a ghost in the way of everything at the start of the race, if that makes sense. Anyway, yeah. So, Johnny then, what can he do from pole? He needs to get away quickly. He cannot let cars get ahead of him. If he does get away, then he's fine. If Carriage does get him though, Johnny is screwed. It ruins everything for him. This is Monaco without the walls, as they say. And that means you can't really overtake. And Gazaman, or Gary, whatever you want to call him, he says everyone left the lobby. So good job, Codemasters. I think that answers Parker's question. It is the game which is still broken as all hell. And on that note, they're all on the grid now. Here is Swedemer going into his grid position, which is now last. This Gazaman is not here yet, and we just hope to see him back in time for the start. But I don't think he will be here. So the lights are on here in Hungary for ILR5. It returns. And they're away. Decent start from Johnny. He needs to get away, like I said, quite quickly and be away from all the pressure. It looks like Coward's had a pretty poor start. He's got Chapolili looking on the inside. It's a bit of a dive bomb there from Erlandine. He'll have got down to now. I don't think anyone else will be in any trouble for it. And as they head down, round the outside, can Carriage go for the lead here? It'd be pretty important if he gets past now. And there's contact in the inside. More contact. Carriage, I don't know if he's going to get free on the outside of turn 4. There's a bit of a chaos at the background there. And there's a few incidents going on. And looks like only Saleh was taken out in that. So it was a double disaster for Red Bull. And Chapolili looks to have had a bit of an issue as well. Through turn 4, facing the wrong way. Must have had a little bit of a spin or maybe even contact. And he's down to last. We've got a virtual safety car here, and that helps Johnny. It's not quite a full safety car that he may have been hoping for, but it does mean that his tyres will last a little bit longer. And yeah, let's just go through all the casualties there then. So obviously he also fell down 1 there, but I want to see our Landine. Has he got any damage there? If I can find him. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We need to see. I'll tell you the biggest winner though. It's hard to tell this damage, but the biggest winner, no, he's made 7 places though. That's brilliant, isn't it? Swedemer makes up 6, and Chant is lost 1. There's MK Board forced his way through there. But let's see the casualties then. I'm trying to see who's got damage as we go green again. I don't know. There's a bit of a concertina there. Any damage on anyone? I think Bill actually has front wing damage on the right there. But yeah. It's hard to tell really how everyone's got on there, but I think they're all alive, apart from obviously the 2 Red Bulls, but yeah. Anyway, Bill's making himself back up, MK Bourne up ahead, and look at this cluster. Who's going to come out of this one in the lead of that battle? We've got Johnny 1.1 seconds clear. It's exactly what he needs to be doing right here. And MK Bourne is leading the pack, which is a little bit chaotic up towards turn 4. You don't want to be side by side to here, but they're going to go for it. Bill, desperate to try and get himself up into the points here. He does actually have front wing down to the right hand side. I'm trying to see it. Honestly, it's a blue front wing rather than a black one on the Williams. This should be easier to see, but I think it is damage. Yeah, yes, damage. That's pretty big damage, isn't it? Right, well, it's the end of the first lap, so we can switch back to tyres. Let's have a look at what they're all using. And yeah, Bill starts to fall back then. The damage is not going to affect him. Down the inside, looks sweet and he might get on the exit because Bill just can't turn in. Will he have to make an unscheduled pit stop? It certainly looks like he will have to, as his teammate is setting fastest laps, and looks like our Landau's under some pressure from Noel. That would suggest to me that he does have front wing damage from the contact into turn 1. And no, I don't know. It looks okay actually from there. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he's ahead is Noel at his home Grand Prix, and it's Jamie now trying to get by Yoss. Looks like Carriage is now just 5/10 away from Johnny. So it looks like Johnny's tyres are going to start to go a little bit sooner than I thought. And probably than he thought. They would go at least 4 or 5 laps before they die. But here it looks like they're going to go at least 3 and then die. So, yeah. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? You don't want to see him fall back, but I wonder if he's just going to have to bite the bullet. Box now. Take 2 sets of sauce, maybe, if he can make that work and get himself to the end. Because at the moment, when he pits, he's going to fall right down to 13th place at the moment. So, yeah. I don't know, it doesn't look too promising for the two McLarens, does it? And he has to stay out a little bit more, just Johnny. So, Carriage, he gets DRS at the end of this lap. And here he comes. This is for the lead of the race. I don't think he's going to have much issue here as Carriage moves to the inside line, takes the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and he needs to get a bit of a gap now, as Johnny will still be there, and it'd be nice to get a bit of a cushion to his teammate. Maybe Johnny would hold him up a little bit as he tries to get past. But yeah, Carriage crucially into the lead there, and now Johnny just doesn't have any of the breathing space to move. And he's being sandwiched by 2 Force Indias, and that means really that he's just going to start to fall through the field, I imagine, because he'll be caught up in the dirty air here of that Force India. And yeah, I think Johnny's race is looking like it's going to be a pretty long one, and maybe not the most enjoyable. But we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out for him. I have been wrong about the McLarens already once today, so I could be wrong again about Johnny's race. This could be a masterclass, or it's not, but we'll see. Further back, let's have a look at how Simulanatage is doing, and also the guys behind Bill. So Simulanatage is still sticking to the back of MK Bourne quite well, but yeah, Bill not looking good, and it's not looking good for his teammate either. Here comes Don Rajiv trying to get past Johnny, a little bit wide in the final corner, but it does not matter. In the entrance to lap 5, it's going to be Force India 1-2, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a bit of a Force India masterclass today. But we'll see how they get on. Looks like Jamie is still there, trying to get by Yoss, and Pinsky on Orlando, who's losing a lot, so maybe he does have front wing damage. I just can't tell at the minute. The Halo does rather get in the way actually of the front wing. It is the one drawback, and the only drawback in my opinion of it on this game anyway. I know other people are going to have opinions on that, but I don't really care. Looks like Chad is trying to get by on Sweden Man. That will help Johnny a bit, I guess, if he pits soon. He might well pit at the end of this lap, just to avoid Yoss having to try and pass him as well. And yeah, these guys fighting, and especially Bill just losing buckets of time, could actually mean his teammate will beat him out of the pits, and that would be a bit frustrating for him. For Bill, but we'll see. We shall see. Still a long way to go. It is still 30 laps to go here, but it certainly just looks like a bit of a train here, Bill, and that's just what I'm saying. It's Monaco by the walls, and well, if it was Monaco, he would have been in the wall there, Bill, but instead it is yeah, just losing the one position there, and his teammate into the pits, and I imagine we'll probably see Bill follow him if he can't handle the damage. Here comes Jamie on the inside of Yoss. This is now for a podium, since Johnny has fell to the wayside, down to 10th already, and we got yellows in sector 1 as Don Rajiv crashes out of the race. There he is. Was he having a go on his teammate? Did he have a DRS issue? I wasn't really watching him. It just seems a rather odd place to go off, doesn't it? I'm trying to look back in the stream, and I think he just lost it on his own. So we've lost them. Don Rajiv and that Force India 1-2 didn't last too long, and I have indeed jinxed him by saying we were going to have a masterclass. Oops, looks like I was wrong. And Johnny actually did come out just behind his teammate. 1.2 seconds off on the softs. And yeah, McLaren in familiar territory, unfortunately, outside the points. Hopefully we will see them get their way back up. I've got a million miles to go, but it's still going to be quite a challenge to get into the points, as Johnny does get by his teammate, which is no real surprise. Looks like Bill is just really struggling out there at the moment. And looks like Suman Natasha and NK Bourne and Zuidema, not Zuidema, Penske. Right, let's just try again. Looks like Orlandine, MK Bourne, Penske and Suman Natasha, they're all going to be very close and about to have a battle. Looks like Jamie's about to finish his battle and get himself up into P2. Can Yoss come back at him? He will stick on the inside, but I think Jamie's got this one. P2 for the Cyber Driver. I think he's still the championship leader. Haven't looked at the championship standings. I probably should have done so, but I think he is championship leader, and he's doing himself a good favour by being up in P2 at the moment. MK Bourne ahead of Orlandine, and Suman Natasha will stay behind Penske for a bit. Cannot get past. And oh, looks like they're still going for it, and Noel's up there as well. This is an absolute masterclass from Noel, it has to be said, doesn't it? This is mad. He's up into PO now. That's not where he's up to. That's where MK Bourne's ended up. He's ended up in the oh no zone in turn 5. Oh god. There's Zuidema and there's Chant. And I wonder if MK Bourne did have a little bit of a spin there at the exit of turn 5. It really wouldn't surprise me. It is a bit of a dangerous corner. It's a really bad corner in this game. It doesn't work very well, but it does mean that Johnny's going to get himself back into the points. So, well, I say that. He may crash, but yeah, you don't know. Always difficult when there's a slower car there. And let's go back up to that fight. Can Noel get himself up into the podium positions? He's currently closer to Yoss, and Yoss is to Jamie, and he'll be on a real high. He is absolutely flying at the moment. And I'm seeing Johnny as well on the screen there, and the little timings, and there's also that fight for everything everywhere. It's difficult to know really where to look, isn't it? There's Johnny up the inside of the Ferrari. There's contact. Will he spin round? Not quite. His teammate is a million miles away from him in the pits, so that won't really matter for them. Natasha, he looks pretty close, doesn't he, up towards turn 4. Anything could happen there between them two. I think they've got enough brain cells to know that there's no way they're going to have a move up to there without killing themselves, and they've successfully survived. And yeah, let's see then. So Jamie is not escaping DRS. He's nearly 10 seconds off the lead. In fact, Carriage has just got supreme pace, but you can't bet anything. We saw his teammates seemingly just bin it on his own on the exit of turn 1. A very odd accident. I wonder just what happened there to him. It didn't look like he had any cars around him. It's a weird situation. And we've got two big clusters of fights happening here, so we'll focus on this one first. Down the main straight, Noel on board, got loads of VRS to play with, and down towards turn 1, he might use it. Down the inside he goes. He's a little bit too far back, and on the exit he might have actually compromised himself here. He will not be able to get past. And I'm going to quickly have a little look at these guys, because they're all looking pretty feisty. For P5, Orlandine loses the place. We'll lose another one to Suman and Natasha. The two Hasses certainly making some good ground up here. As up to P6 goes Suman and Natasha. Yoss gets a 3-second time penalty. Does that mean he made a mistake? If he's slow, doesn't look to be any sort of slowness. But yeah, the two Hasses really are both having decent races. Let's just quickly switch back to position change. Noel's made 10, Suman Natasha has made 4, and Zuidema has also actually made 7, so decent moves from him as well. And looks like Suman Natasha is looking to make that 5 places gain if he gets a good exit here. If he can stick it around the outside, it'd be pretty brave of him. And he does hold back, but then Penske goes off to Narnia, and that's a bit mean, isn't it? And looks like Yoss might not be in a DRS range. It's hard to say, but it certainly looks like it might be closest down the inside. Try Suman Natasha. Does he get through? He sort of barges his way through, doesn't he? Still side by side. Let's quickly look at Noel. He's closing into turn 1, round the outside. He'll get a brilliant run out of turn 1. And here he goes. Closing. Pinsky gets back past Simulatagia, and Noel does not get past Jos at the moment. But Simulatagia is still right on the back of Pinsky, but no DRS for the Haas driver. It means that he's sort of got no option but to sit back and watch. And Noel is just so close to Jos. He sees that podium right in front of him. He's already got it thanks to penalties, but oh man, this is close. And Simulatagia, I was talking about not going for moves up to turn 4, and luckily Simulatagia backed out of that one. I thought he might have stuck it out the inside there. Certainly looks like he's got more grip than the Renault. And down the inside into the chicane. That's a very risky move. He's putting all the pressure he possibly can do onto Pinsky, and it's just not working out for him. He just can't get by. And this really is just why we always call it Monaco about the walls. Where's he going to get past here? He just can't do it. And it's the same with Noel. He's just seemingly miles faster and just can't get by. And oh, actually, Simulatagia does get by. Good man. Up to P5. And will Noel improve his Haas? Oh, he surely will this time. For the podium. He sort of had a little bit of a dummy there. I don't think he's going to go for the outside instead. Dives to the inside. Gets past. And on the exit, slides a bit. They're going to go side by side. There's yellow flags. Have a look at that in a moment. Because Noel is up into the podium positions at last. Very good job from him. Will he be able to chase after Jamie? We'll need to see. He seems similar enough pace to him beforehand. But let's see. It's a pretty big battle though now for P5. Since these two have been fighting, Simulatagia and Pinsky, for so long, it's actually creating a bit of a train here. And yes, carriage by the way, 10.5 seconds clear. Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? How someone can gain that much time. It just shows how chaotic the race has been behind him to be ahead by so much, and that's before the pit stops begin. And yeah, it's gonna get very interesting for this battle, isn't it? For P6, I think, because it does look like Pinsky is struggling like a lot. So it's yeah, look at that. Come on, he's taking liberties there a lot. And here comes his teammate trying to get by on our landine. There's Jos into the pits, the first of the leading guys to pit. And round the outside, trying Johnny. He's still there. It looks like Bill may have had to pit again. I don't know if he pitted beforehand. I don't know how long it was ago he pitted. I'll just check now, actually. That's just easier. Now he's only had the one stop. Apologies. And here comes Johnny to the inside. Don't forget, he's made his first stop already. We'll have to stop again. But if he's making his places, then that's all good. Means he's going to get himself back up. Remember, he was the pole sitter and he's been pushed a tad wide there, and that sort of ruins all its momentum. And you know what? Noel is really catching up here onto Jamie. Look out for that one in the pit stop phase. He could well find himself ahead. And Jake is saying that he had an accident. I know he had contact, and he did pit for that one. I wasn't sure if he pitted again. He just seemed miles behind. I don't know if he was the cause of the yellow flag during all the battling. He could have been. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find all that out. We won't. But you know, let's still focus on these two, because by the looks of it, Noel just seems like he can go forever on these tires. And he does just seem to have really decent pace. He's going to keep it going. Jamie is going to pit. And we'll see where Jamie comes out in relation to Jos, who's only in P8 at the moment. And yeah, it's a very decent race. So no, I really wouldn't be surprised if we see him finishing up there in that P2. It could well be a good day. Now they are floating tires, and that is creepy. That mechanic has got a tire to the face. And well, now where's Jamie going to come out in relation to all this battling? He's going to be just behind Johnny, and about a million miles away from ahead of Jos. So yeah, I think Jake is sort of confirming that Bill was the yellow, because he is just miles back. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he would have lost that much on his own. So looks like Bill just in the wars again during this race. But yeah, lap 13 then out of 35, and the pit stops are starting to come in. We've got Jamie out there in P6 again. We've got Yoss in P8, and top two are about to stop. Here's Carriage making his. He probably will actually come out in second. I think he should have no issues with that. I think Noel is going to pit as well. He may even retain his lead. I don't think Simon Manatage is actually close enough to be able to jump Carriage anyway. And out comes the Force India. He will, I think, have a pretty clear run. You can see Noel in the background only just pitting now. And Carriage, this just shows how well his race is going, into clean air. And Bill gets a 3-second penalty for warnings. And Carriage, as long as he doesn't bottle it. Oh god. It looks like he's going to do well. I thought, honestly, he was going to spin there, genuinely, for a second. And Noel, where's he going to come out in terms of where Jamie is? He's ahead. But Jamie, on the exit, he's going to get involved in all this battling, and this could well get very, very close. Johnny fighting Sweden. Noel on the inside if Jamie gets past. Jamie on the outside of turn 3 will turn to the inside, and he'll get a nice one up the hill, but surely there's nowhere to get through there. And Noel is up into a net P2 now, and he has to try and get through these two here on considerably older tyres, and will be on there for a while longer. But Jamie, this will be so frustrating for him. He was up there in second, and I just hope he keeps his head for the sake of the battle, I think, really, more than anything else. This is going to be a very interesting end to the race here. Can Noel catch and pass Carriage? That is a real question here, because we've seen he's been definitely at least a second quickest guy out there today. If he gets through all this traffic cleanly, I think he could be in for a very nice points haul here at his home race. Where else to do it? This seriously could be his best race. Certainly has been, in my opinion, his very best race so far. And like I say, what a place is here in front of his home crowd. And now he's still on the move. Down the inside, Oswiedemer and Johnny, if he can make it work. I don't think he's going to quite get John. No, actually he will on the exit. Or there's a bit of a slide there, if anything, though, so maybe not. Still side by side with Oswiedemer. Oswiedemer really holding him up right now. And this puts Jamie onto the back of him. This 4-car scrap really will go on for a while longer, because these guys ahead are just not going to need to pit again for a while. They've got no need to pit for the next 2 or 3 laps at least. So, yeah, once again, you got to bring out the Monaco without the walls points. It is seriously going to be a bit of a nightmare. Down the inside goes Noel. Don't bottle it. That's all I'm going to say here. Do not bottle anything. Ooh, Jamie right there as well. Yoss will have an opportunity to catch up, of course, as a result of all this. We'll see how close he does get. But Johnny seems to be getting a bit of breathing space now. Up in air in P2. He'll have to pit again, obviously, a little bit later on. And will fall down, probably back down to 12th again. But we know he can make his way back up. And Noel, surely it's a priority now. He has to get past. He's saved ERS. He's going for the wide line in the final turn to get a decent launch with better straight line speed. And here we go against Sweden. Look out for Jamie as well. Jamie might fancy a go here as well, but Noel is going to get past into P3 again, and Jamie is just not close enough, is he? But on the exit, Jamie does get by because Sweden went wide. So now these two only have one more guy to get past before they can start having their own wee battle once again for P2. And how hard is Johnny going to make it for Noel this time? Of course, he had to defend Sweden in his, own legit battle. This time, it's a bit of an artificial battle because Noel is in a different race to him. And Yoss is still catching a little bit in all of this. So, Noel catches in the worst place possible, I think. The middle sector, you just cannot do anything here. You have to be nice and patient to not make any mistakes and crash. And yeah, as long as he just keeps his head, keeps his car in one pace, and doesn't keep switching from mediums to softs, that is illegal, then he should be up for that P2. Jamie, though, is going to be in the DRS as well, so really do look out for this. This could really explode into some battle here, as Noel prepares once again. He sets it up through the final corner, up to hot lap mode on his DRS, and here we go for P2. He pulls out. goes for it on the inside and gets himself up into P2 once again. We've got more yellow flags out there. Let's have a little look, see if we can find out who the car was. It was Bill once again who's had an issue, and it's all going on here. Now Jamie has to get past round the outside. Can he get that one done on Johnny? I just don't think there's anywhere he can go. He wanted that apex and never gonna get it, really, was he? And oh dear, Bill again? Yeah, Bill again. His tires are to be overheating or something, as that carriage has just gone by. Oh, he looked like a bit of a moment there. I thought he was going to spin there for a second. And looks like Joss and Swedemann have had a bit of an incident, or maybe it was just Swedemann himself just losing it. Maybe, oh, don't spin back into the racing line. Oh, wow. Swedemann and Natasha. He absolutely had a major heart attack there, didn't he? My God. And here comes MK Bourne trying to get past the stricken Renault as well. That was scary stuff there. That could easily have taken out Simon Natasha. Great awareness to somehow be able to get to the outside of the track there without losing the car. It's turn 4. That's not a place you want to be making swift changes of direction on the exit, because that is how you lose the car. But anyway, Chapelier is into the pits now, making his one and only stop. Or second stop, sorry, I should say. Of course he had his incident on the first lap, didn't he? And, yeah. I do wonder, really, if Swedemann will be looked at for just sort of parking his car in the middle of the road. I know he couldn't really do a massive amount about other cars, but it still was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? Swedemann finally does get back to the pits, and his race is over, really, in terms of points, I think. I don't see him getting back. He's not going to get past by anyone. Bill is nearly a lap behind him. Well, actually, could be over a lap behind him. Hold on. I don't know. It says 1 minute 37. That could well be actually a full lap behind him. Hard to tell with this game, really. And out of the box he comes, and back into the race as John Regime has had enough. He wants to leave. He wants to go do his own thing, and he's free to do that. Come onto the stream, though. That'd be quite nice. Anyway, maybe we're already here. Maybe we're watching along with everybody here. And we got a Noel superfan, by the way, in the chat, who's absolutely loving watching Noel going up the field here. He's urging him not to do a Vettel, and yeah, that'd be awkward, wouldn't it? As Joss gets past, and Jamie not too far actually up the road, as you can see. 1.3 seconds, and 2.6 behind Noel. And yeah, I feel we're in a bit of a lull. Although, really, I think we sort of owed one, weren't we? I think we need to catch our breath, because this race has been absolutely insane so far. Issue is I'm from Northern Ireland, so I'm obviously going to sound really boring when I talk. Trust me, I'm not that bored. Just, I'm turning to Tom from Season 2 in the ILR3 commentary, and I'm getting very scared about sounding like a boring old man. But, yeah. Don't tell him I said that, by the way, although I'm sure he's very much aware of it. But, yeah. I am excited, don't worry if I sound bored. But yeah, Chan, he's sort of the only sort of closest man on track to making a move at the moment. And that'll be for the last points position, so we could do with that. He's got a nice buffer to the two behind of, you know, 34 seconds and 36 even further after that. So very nice gaps to have. Relieves the pressure, certainly. And means he can maybe go for it. Because if he makes a mistake, he just has to pit. It doesn't really matter. As long as he doesn't retire anyway. And yeah. Need to see though, Joss then. Has he actually got the pace to keep up with Jamie then? Obviously Jamie holds the last podium position. There is penalties. Let's have a look at penalties, shall we? Probably a good time to look at all that. We've got a bit of a lull. Nothing for Carrot, just one warning. Same with Noel. Jamie's been squeaky clean. And we know Joss has a penalty. There you go. And I think he's on the cusp of one more. So look out for that one. And really, after that, I don't think anyone really cares. But, yeah. Chant is now very close, looking up in turn 4. Oh, into the wall! And I said he could afford a mistake, and that was a mistake. So, yeah, well done. You didn't die from it. Don't do it again, and try and go for a move, because you got our land down in front of you, and you might find yourselves catching him, because he looks to be very much struggling out there. And, yeah. Yos, no, he really is looking good, isn't he? Nearly in DRS range, and once he gets past, you'll have to get a 3-second gap as well. And yeah, that's important to note if he wants to actually keep the position. But yeah, here is Johnny in the pits for the second and last time. As long as all goes to plan, and you know what? He could still come out in the points, actually, I don't know. Here is Penske, and look out for the Papaya McLaren. Where is he? Oh, actually he's in P8, very nice. Very nice. And do you know what? I think he'll take that, to be honest with you. He got pole, and yeah, he's able to work that into a decent points position. I mean, I think we all knew he wasn't ever going to win the race. The 2-stop just isn't going to work for that. And yeah, he's been able to adapt well to that, and come out with a decent position at the moment of P8. But first of all, before we consider how many points you're going to get when you finish, you need to actually get there first. And we've still got about 14 laps, including the one we're on right now, to negotiate before we can hand out the points. So just don't bottle it. And Jos needs to get past Jamie and then make 3 seconds, remember, before he actually gets to keep the third. So we'll see what he does. DRS at the moment, not using too much ERS though, so he knows he's not really going to be that close. Uses just DRS to close up and save his DRS while he does it. And just wonder what fuel everyone's got as well. No one seems to be in any trouble with it. I don't think it's that much of an issue anymore. I don't really see people running out these days. I think they sort of know what they're doing with it. And yeah. Oof. Big gaps. I mean, I say big gaps actually, really, from our land down to chance. It could be building up to a nice battle. Because the three of them are sort of closing a little bit on each other, and that could be quite fun to watch later on. Noel isn't really making any inroads to Carriage. So really, all Noel can hope for here is a little crash. For Carriage, maybe a cheeky turn to disaster. Well, run to turn 2 disaster, and there's Bill having another accident today at turn 5 again. Oh dear, he's been lapped by near enough the whole field. He's only got 3 minutes to lap him, and then it's bingo, you've been lapped by everyone. And let's see Jos, where is he? That's where he is, and he's just not close, is he? Not close enough at all. And Noel's pace really is very impressive there. It's a shame he just had a poor qualifying, because if he didn't, he would really have been up there, wouldn't he? Possibly in the lead. I think he really does have the pace there. So unfortunate that he's found himself a poor qualified, but this is certainly him showing why he's rated quite highly, I believe. Anyway, I rate him highly. Yeah, he's validated himself to me anyway. And didn't even get notified about challenges standings, by the way. I said I was going to get them up at some point, and I finally got them. You remember what I was saying earlier? That it was great that Jamie was up in P2 because he was challenged leader. Turns out the guy who was behind, and the guy who's still behind, was actually second. And what's more, Jamie's got that 14-point lead. He's on 129 at the moment. He's got a 14-point lead, and if he loses this position, then he's going to lose 13 points to Carriage, which means that the challenger lead is going to be cut down to just 1 point. And the Dutchman certainly looking the faster of the 2 drivers at this stage. So, will that carry forward for the rest of the season? We'll have to wait and see. But Jamie's challenger lead may be coming to an end soon. So, certainly going to be keeping an eye on that. Shapalili, by the way, is going to be passing Bastos today to get himself up into P3 in the championship. I think he's going to be finishing 6. That's going to be 8 points. Puts him on to 83. and Null will be 5 behind him, so actually Bastos will fall down 2. And yeah, just be interesting to see how that works. I'll go over it in the end of the race, sure, when we actually have more time. Because it looks like Chance back on Penske's rear with DRS, but not going to get past, is he? But yeah, shout out, it really is hotted up. And yeah, I think Jake is losing hope with this safety car that he's desperate for. Even if it does turn up, I don't think Bill's going to catch. And well, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that because he's been lapped by the entire field, I think. So yeah. Anyway, Yoss, he's looking pretty close, isn't he? He's seeing quite a lot of that cyber. He can probably sketch it by now. He's got a pretty good view of its diffuser. Gets his rear wing shape. Can probably just gets the whole car from where he is, to be honest. And just has to get past, and he can look in the mirrors and sketch in front of it as well. He's very close. And not this lap, I don't think. He's just not going to get past, is he? But he's certainly getting close. The cyber is actually white at the front. I'm sure he'll probably realise that once he gets past him. But for now, all he can see is a sea of red as he tries to get past, and that was perfectly turned for, wasn't it? Just not the right line at all. Let's see the red Ferrari. Down the inside he goes on Penske there. Bit of contact. I think Jake's gonna have his fingers crossed here that these two crash. No offense to him, but I'm sure he will. Hoping for that safety car, but not gonna happen. They've fought very cleanly there at the end. A little bit of binding doesn't hurt too much. And Chant is ahead up into P9, and Erlandine gets a penalty, which means that'll probably end up being P8. As long as Penske doesn't stick it at the inside in a place where it's not very advisable. Or if Chant just loses it himself, which he nearly did there. And yeah, let's go back to him then. On board, nearly out of ERS. Jamie has got a little bit more than him, but either way, both of them really aren't going to have too much to play with here. But the gap is 6 tenths, so I don't think anyone's got anything to worry about. And if Yoss has any sense, he'll start to save because he needs to prepare for his next attack, which is not going to be now. He needs to have full ERS, really, to have this last attack. We've still got 10 laps to go, so he's got plenty of time to save it. If he can just keep the gap and stay close, then he should be able to get past. But then he has to make this 3-second gap. So what's he going to do? He has to get past, and he has to make it the 3-second gap. Jamie, I don't know. I don't think he'll be able to keep up if Yoss got past, to be really honest with you. I think the only reason Yoss isn't past is because of the nature of the track, which means you're generally going to be stuck behind for longer. And I think if he has a 3 to 4 tenth sort of gap as they hit DRS, I think he could have a good chance of also getting past. So we'll see. He needs to get that ERS up to about 40% maybe in the last sector if he can. It's just not looking likely though. I just don't know if he's going to have enough power on the main straight. I'm sure he'll give it everything if he feels he's close enough, but at the moment he's still just 6 tenths back. Just not quite enough at the moment, and he's gonna have to wait, I think, another lap. And Jamie hasn't really been saving as much actually as Yoss this time round, so Yoss is gaining on him a little bit just on the ERS battle alone. And obviously the gap itself on track does close with DRS, but just not enough. He isn't close enough to use any form of slipstream really to hurl him past, and he's going to have to wait a little bit longer. Lap 27 out of 35 here at the Hungarian. It is still Carriage out front from Noel, and then these two are fighting for P3, and they're fighting pretty hard. They're getting very close now, aren't they? Yoss might fancy a little look into turn 5, but he's backed off, doesn't want to go for it, and he's yeah, just going to sit back and just save his ERS hopefully, so that he can put a fight on. Honestly, if it was me in a situation, that's what I would be doing. See here, 0 ERS. You don't need it. Not really. But here we go. Into the last sector. That's so wide from Yoss. He got caught in the dirty air, and that cost him big time. You can see how much he loses. He was right up Jamie's rear. If he could just keep that close into here, then he might have been able to afford to lose a couple of tenths. But now he will lose that couple of tenths, as he has done. But it won't be enough to possibly give him a chance. Although Jamie did have a bit of a slide there. Will Yoss be close enough? We'll have a little mistake into sector 3's little crossover point. cost him the chance for a move, and I think it will cost him the chance. He's just not close enough. And you know what? That extra 2 tenths really would have got him there, and he was so desperate that he went really deep and nearly hit him. Jos slightly bottled the chance there to go for P3 there, and every lap he stuck behind. The last time he has to actually make up a big gap. So, yeah. Not looking too good, is it, for Jos at the moment? Looks like Jamie is going to keep that P3, which is very important for him in the World Championship. So, it is nearly to the battle on track at the moment, so we will keep watching it. And, of course, the main battle on track as well, you know. Even if there was a lower battle behind, I think I'd probably still be focusing on this one. So, yeah. There are a couple of closer gaps out there, but it's just not able to close enough. I imagine a lot of people are running sort of similar setups here as well. It's just sort of nature of the track. You can't really go for wildly varying strategy or setup here. It does lead to, I don't want to call it a procession, but it can lead to situations where you just can't catch. But anyway, Jos, DRS once again, and not saving enough ERS. He's not even getting close this time, is he? To Jamie. Jamie is doing a very fine job indeed of keeping that Toro Rosso just away from him, really. I mean, Jos has got within touching distance a couple of times, but Jamie's always had the consistency to keep ahead. While Jos has been trying different lines, he's been even going off the track through dirty air. He has been a little desperate, and he just needs to calm it down, regroup, keep himself this close to Jamie before the DRS, so that he can go for it and get past. Because there's only 6.5 laps left to go. No, like I say, it's sort of keeping a similar pace at the moment to Carriage. He's 17.5 seconds back, so really not too much of a, you know, issue. And these two are having a bit of a fight. MK Bourne gets past Penske with relative ease. He's on much better tyres. He may even have a chance of catching possibly up to Orlando. We'll see how that one goes. Anyway, here we go. Once again, onto the main straight they go. Jos needs, I think, another couple of tenths still, doesn't he? Even if he goes full pelt here, he's just still 6 tenths behind every single time. Could you imagine that gap was 4 tenths at the start of it? He would have had that 2 out. It just would have been so much more available for a bit of a move. Oh, it's so frustrating to see that, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a little look at MK Bourne, just see how he's doing. I see, you know, just how much he's closing. We've got a bit of a rev glitch. Let's not be on board with that one. Really not help me out here, game. Really not help me out here. Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you for fixing it. You know, sometimes you look on board someone and just think they're about to DC. Don't know, the way maybe it's just the way the game is, but I don't know. It just looked very similar to when Jake was about to DC in ILR2 last time out. But anyway, I don't think he is good at DC. He looks too natural to be about DC. So anyway, yeah, the gap has went in about 5 tenths so far on this lap. So I think it's 2.8 at the start of it anyway. So yeah, MK Bourne making some good strides. He should be able to catch chance before the end. Orlando, possibly. We'll need to see. But yeah, let's go back up to Jos then and see how he's doing. Just oh, Jake's not happy about that. Jake wants me to never speak of that again. Listen, I just had to give the viewers an idea of, yeah. Sorry, Jake. Onyx is here though. Hi. He said hello. Nice guy. Although that was 2 minutes ago, I think I might have missed your hello. So hello anyway. But yeah, Jos is still there, closing, but you can't really dive into turn 5. You want to die, then please feel free to do so. He's onto the curb, and well, yeah, that's exactly why he's not going to be able to get past, isn't it? Jamie's not making them mistakes. Jos gets a little bit close and messes it up. He bottles it every time. And yep, that curb, people just they just don't learn. They just don't learn. I've mentioned it a million times. If he was watching the stream, he would have known to go nowhere near that curb. But he did. He went near the curb and he lost it. Nearly. Then again, knowing my luck and knowing my cockiness right now, I'll probably end up being that one guy in ILR3 that kills myself on that curb, so I wouldn't really, I'm not going to celebrate just yet. Anyway, Joss, as a result of that, is nowhere near. And is not going to be getting the move done anytime soon, anyway. And, yeah. Only got the 4 laps to go. I think Joss's chances of P3 are basically gone. NK Bourne's chances of P8 though, they're looking pretty strong, aren't they? As you can see, there's the Williams, there's the Ferrari, and there's the Mercedes just lurking in the background. And they've also got 4 laps to sort it all out. And yes. Also, good news for me, since it isn't a wet race, it's one of them tracks where I do sort of worry about wet weather, just in case I don't make ILR3. But as you can see, it's a quarter to 8, and I'm gonna make it in time. And Joss has absolutely, completely bottled it. He's definitely not gonna get that P3 now. Good night. He's got another penalty. And yeah. Oh, he's gonna be sick of that Cyber by the time he's finished. Hopefully, the field are gonna be sick of my Cyber as well, because obviously I'm gonna win ILR3, right? So yeah, hopefully just a bit of dress rehearsals. Jamie's gonna go for third, good man, but I'll go for first, and I'll have everyone not happy about my car. But yeah, MK Bourne is right here now. He's ready to go for this, and he hasn't got that long to get this done, especially when he's doing that. You can see he's pushing hard, isn't he? Yellows, I thought I saw yellows. Is that Bill again? He's got grass in his tires. It must have been Bill. This turn 5 he's just gone through. And he's nearly out of fuel somehow, even though it's... Yeah, I don't get that. Anyway, Joss is still close, but he's not going to get past to make 6 seconds, which is just not possible. Unless he kills Jamie. Which, I don't know. Yeah, I think Jake sort of, yeah, I'm gonna be lapped, aren't I? Yeah, they'll be sick of laughing me. But anyway, look at these guys. There we go, down the inside. MK Bourne gets by. Champ must have had a bit of a mistake. I don't know what he did, but he just was really wide into turn 5 the whole time there. Odd, very odd, in fact. I wonder why that's happened. I wonder if he got too close to Orlando. And you know, to be fair, Orlando's held that position quite well now, that P8. And do you know what, actually? Joss, I thought he might have been close enough there to go for a move, but he didn't quite, and he's still stuck behind that blimmin' Alfa Romeo Cyber. Is he getting sick of that car yet? Probably is, a little bit. And MK Bourne shouldn't be able to get sick of this Williams yet. Because, he will get past, I think. I don't think it's even an if. I think he will get past. Just whether it's on this lap or the next lap. Here he goes down towards turn 1. Not going to get it done here. He knows he's got more pace. He knows he's got just, yeah, better tyres, I think, as well. Landowns are sort of on the verge of dying on him, and down the inside he goes. And that is so stupid. I know I said it's not even an if, but it may well be an if now if you dive him like that. He knows he's quicker. He didn't take a risk into turn 1, so why do it into turn 2? That's what I want to know. Just keep your head and get this one done. Get this one over with. Remember Monaco, you got that one wrong as well. Don't make the same mistake twice. Make sure you convert this time. And Joss might well convert the move this time now. It's the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and I reckon Joss may actually get this one done now. He might be close enough to go for a move on Jamie in towards turn 1, closing on at the Cyber. He's got really nothing to lose, but he knows Jamie's got a lot to lose. So he'll make him fight for it here. MK Bourne does finally get past, by the way. There you go. And Joss right on the outside, and that sums up his whole day. He just cannot get through. Unless he has a go up to turn 4, which might well actually happen here. Right on the outside, will he do a Hamilton type move? No, that's Narnia. Oh, no, that's a bit illegal, isn't it? Okay. Charlie will be a call in for that one, although I imagine the penalties will actually make him go back behind anyway, y'all, so I don't think it actually really matters. Here's Carriage, though. He runs out of fuel as he crosses the line to win the race. So there you go. There's me saying about fuel not mattering. He's just run out his Carriage. That shows how much he was pushing towards the end, doesn't it? But yeah, Carriage takes the Hungarian Grand Prix. Noel, what a performance. By far the driver of the day. Takes a superb podium here to finish in P2. Fantastic drive. And Jos round the last corner. He had to go off the track to finally get it done. He's going to get past Jamie, but not for very long, as he'll fall right back down to P4. And similar tells you, what a day for Haas. Comes home to be 5th. And I imagine he wasn't actually too far away from Jos, thinking about it. Here's Shapalili to the line, nearly out of field himself as well. Goes P6. Johnny started on pole and will come to the line to be a very happy 7th. MK Bourne nearly killed himself into turn 2, but finally was able to get himself up into P8 and the fastest lap to for good measure. Erlandine 9th and Chant in 10th. And yeah, that is it. That is the Hungarian Grand Prix. We will confirm the results one last time before I go, and there's your podium then. What a race. These guys really had to work for it here. Carriage dominated the race, and Null, what a superb drive, honestly. One of the best of the season so far. And Jamie as well, didn't seem to have too much pace today, but he did have enough to still get himself on the podium, so he'll take that. Now let's get the championship standings up again. Let's just see how this is all going to be affected. So Carriage wins from Noel, Jamie, Jos, Simon Intelligence, Shapalili, Johnny, MK Bourne, Landine, Chant, Pinsky, Swedemer, Bill, Dolmajib, Saleh, and Gazaman. So yeah, Carriage is now, he's gained 10 points, so he'll be 4 points behind Jamie in the title. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Noel there was second, 18 points, and then Shapalili got 8. So he closes 10 points on there too, to be just, I think, 8 behind. Or, sorry, no, stay 5 behind. They both will pass Bastos, because Shapalili will get 8 points, and then Noel gets 18. So if they both get past, and that means that Bastos is 5th, and then I think NK Bourne will hold 6th. Yes, he will do, by just 2 points, I think. But anyway, I think we'll get it all calculated later. I really should have got my calculator right for this one, but I think that's sort of the gist of it. Jamie ahead by just a couple of points. Just 4 points going into the next race. Certainly going to be very interesting. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I've got to go get ready for ILR3 now, and yeah, do tune into that one. You might see a masterclass, or I might kill everyone. Probably the latter. I mean, I'm very good.